Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to Amiiboism. This is an occasional podcast for all things Amiibo and the cultish addiction lifestyle that is Amiibo hunting. I am your host, StevenBearKing. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to start off the podcast talking a little bit about my Amiibo collection, just to get to know a little bit about myself, Amiibos, why I'm hunting, and the things that I've gone through and why I decided to make a podcast named after Amiibo, even though sometimes we'll talk about things, other Nintendo related topics, just, because even though there's a lot of things to talk about Amiibo, uh, at some point, we're gonna have to talk about some other things too, but mainly it's gonna be Amiibos. And so I'm gonna do a quick little tour of my Amiibo collection so far. It's not a small collection. I have a lot of commons. That's kind of the problem. That's one of the things that we'll be talking about in the few topics that I have after the collection. And then after that, we'll wrap things up and just call it a successful episode one, hopefully. So, really quick, like I said, we're just going to hop into the first Amiibo that I picked up. So, this was day one when Smash Brothers came out. And it's funny because, of course, excuse me, just like a lot of mistakes that I've made in life, I wasn't sure if I was going to collect Amiibos. It's sad to even think about. If I was even going to collect them, if I was going to open them, um, just a lot of things. And I thought, well, I'll pick up one because I happened to be at GameStop. I got my Smash Brothers. I had it pre-ordered, and they did a midnight launch, but I had work the next day, so I went, did my work, and actually on my lunch break, ran over to GameStop to pick up Smash Brothers so I could play when I got home. And the dude in front of me had happened to be picking up basically every Amiibo, one of every one that they had, and the few that they didn't, he had ordered. And that kind of got me thinking. So real quick, I popped over and I just grabbed the first Amiibo that I picked up because it's you guys, if you saw my Smash Brothers video, it was let me see if I can get that a little bit better for you guys. It was it's my main character on Smash Brothers, and I was just like, well, big fan of the Pokemon games. Pikachu's, not really my favorite Pokemon, but I know he's a big part of the series because of the anime and everything. So I picked up Pikachu, play this character for Smash Brothers, and let's see if we can get some of the box in there for you guys too. All right, everything looked good. So you can see the box isn't open. I couldn't get myself to open it, so I haven't actually even messed with Amiibo functionality at all. So, but basically, I picked up Pikachu, and the sad thing is because I still wasn't undecided, I couldn't see myself. 12 figures came out in Wave 1. 12 figures, and 3 of them are very rare. We'll get to all of that. And I just couldn't bring myself to buying all of them, so I picked up the one. I didn't order any of them, and that was probably, that was mistake number one in Amiibo hunting. And we'll get to, after all the mistakes and everything, we'll get to how to not make these mistakes again. Things that I know, like I said, we have plenty of things to talk about. This is episode one. So we'll get to a lot of the nitty gritty of Amiibo hunting in the next few topics of this episode. So I went on my way to Smash Brothers and Pikachu. Still not even sure if I was going to get any more. I was like, at least got the one. That's pretty cool. They're Nintendo statues. I like them. And then so I was in Best Buy picking up I'm pretty sure I was picking up Captain Toad Treasure Tracker as a gift for my girlfriend's birthday, which is pretty cool because I wanted to play Captain Toad Treasure Tracker too. So while I was there, I was kind of looking around, and they had the main ones, Mario and all that, and they had the next two amiibos that I ended up picking up because I was thinking to myself, well, Pikachu's great. I really like Pikachu, but when it comes to the Nintendo characters that really mean the most to me, there's 2 of them that really stand out. So I had to pick up for sure the Samus amiibo. As you can see there. And so I picked up Samus and one other amiibo while I was at Best Buy. And I had a gift card, which was really nice. That was the only reason that I picked these up is because I happened to have a gift card for some work that I had done. Somebody wanted to say thanks and was like, here's a gift card to Best Buy. So I was able to pick up the game and these two amiibos for free, which was really important to the budget. So we ended up getting, Link, of course, because when it comes right down to it, Samus and Link, excuse me, really do mean a lot to me when it comes to being a Nintendo fan. Mainly because, Super Metroid was my first installment in the Metroid series, and it's one of the first like 5 games maybe ever as a child that I beat. I was finally coming into that age where I was figuring out video games enough to actually get to the end of them. Games were getting a little bit easier from the NES era where they were almost impossible to beat some games. So some Super Nintendo games were still really tough and you probably couldn't really beat them, uh, but there was games you can beat. Super Mario World was also a game that I had beaten at that time and all of that. So anyways, getting off the topic a little bit, just so that I had 3 amiibos and I have them sitting on top of my Amwa here. Usually I have them taken down right now to make this video and share it with you guys. And so they're sitting up there and it's the 3 amiibos and they look really nice. And now like the second set, I want to say they called it like the second set of Wave 1, but we're just going to call it like Wave 2 is starting to come out. And that's the one that has like Luigi, Zelda, and all that. And so my we'll call him my buddy for now until we get permission to use maybe part of his name or whatever. See, if I want to get him as a guest on the show. That would actually be great. But my partner put me in on a sale that they were having at Toys R Us, and it was buy one amiibo get one half off. And I was really interested in the Luigi uh, amiibo anyway, so I thought I'd go and get Luigi and maybe one other amiibo, take advantage of that deal. And I went with my girlfriend. I said, hey, you want to go check this out with me? So we went and we checked it out. And this is around just before Christmas. And so we get there and we're looking at the amiibos and we're going through and we're picking out which ones are the nicest looking package, the nicest looking amiibos that don't have like messed up paint in them and everything. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty of collecting boxed amiibos, where it's not just like, oh, this is cool, I'm gonna pick these up, but now I'm looking for nice amiibos all of a sudden without even realizing it, without even knowing that that's what I was doing. I was looking at them and my girlfriend goes, hey, you know what? It's almost Christmas. I haven't really gotten you too much anyways. If you're gonna buy those 2 amiibos, let me buy you 2. So I picked up Luigi because when it comes down to a Mario game, Luigi's the man. He's my man. And that comes down to playing Mario Bros. 1 with my older brother. He was always first player, so I was always Luigi, and I was like, well, you know what, dude? Luigi's the best. And then later on, he's all into Luigi anyway, so it's like, whatever, dude. And so I thought, well, it's cool. I got Link, and just because I'm picking up another amiibo just to take advantage of the 50% off, I picked up Zelda. And I was like, that's cool. Zelda looks nice. She's a good character. I've had to save her over and over and over. I might as well keep her on my shelf. And I know it's really hard to see like the really good detail in the video the way that I'm doing it, but I do apologize. Like I said, I'm a one-man production team, and it's really hard. You guys also know that I'm new. This is my not only the first episode of Amiiboism, but my first podcast ever. So we're trying to do it. And then so my girlfriend let me pick out the other 2. We were kind of looking at them together, and at this point we kind of know, we already know the hype of amiibos. Like we know that there's rare amiibos and there's amiibos that we already are like we're never gonna have. Which was, it's sad. It sucked. So she let me pick them out. We ended up going with Yoshi because he's another staple in the Mario Bros. Series. And like I said, Super Mario World not only was it like one of the first games I beat, but with like the help of my older brother, it was also one of the games where we found all the secrets and we had all the stars on the intro at the title when you would get into the game and everything. We beat all the star levels and all that. So Yoshi was pretty influential. He was a big part of Super Mario World. Oh man, my Donkey Kong has some dust on him. I did try to dust these things off, but like I said, they're sitting on my arm wall, and I do dust them off every once in a while. But this room, man, this city, just there's dust everywhere. And so we picked up Donkey Kong as well. Just again, buy one get one 50% off. So we bought four to get two of them half price, which is a really good deal. And Donkey Kong's cool. I really enjoyed Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, even though it was a pretty tough game. And then at this point, uh, I have, what is that? Two, four, six, seven amiibos, and it's kind of filling up the top of my armoire. And I'm starting to realize, that I'm probably going to end up like getting, more because there's more characters coming out that I like. And then you also just have this feeling under you also that there's rare amiibos, that you're just not going to get if you don't try to get them when they first come out, which is like lame. That's another thing that we're going to talk about later on. So wave three ish, two and a half, three. I don't even know. I don't even know how these waves are working because they're coming out in such a weird way. Um, some of them are starting to pop up, and they end up having like Bowser at GameStop, and they got like six of them or whatever, and we hadn't seen them anywhere in town. And we're just like, okay, so cool. He hits me up and he goes, look, dude, I got Bowser at GameStop. They got two left. So I run to GameStop and I just pick up Bowser. And I really, really wanted Bowser because not only is he a staple in the Mario series, but he's also my main character in Mario Kart 8. For anybody who's seen my Mario Kart 8 Let's Plays, you would already know that. So that was important. I wanted this amiibo by this time. I was like, I gotta have the Mario Kart 8 character that I use the most. I have to have that amiibo. So that was cool. And all of those amiibos are common now. Now I see Bowser is coming out at other stores and there's more of them. He might be like uncommon, but he's not rare. That's for sure. Now the next amiibo that I have, the verdict's still out. We picked him up at Toys R Us. I had gone in early in the morning on my day off, I believe. Ran to Toys R Us and they had no new amiibos. And I asked the dude, are you getting a truck? Are any amiibos going to be coming in? And he's like, we're not getting any truck. I don't expect any amiibos. And I was like, all right. And I shoot a message to my partner in crime and all this. And I go, hey man, went to the majority of the stores that we go look at, and so far no amiibos, no new ones that we need. And he's like, all right, cool. And then later on, he's like, hey, I was at Carl's Jr., which is right next to Toys R Us, and I happened to call them, and they just happened to got a UPS truck with this amiibo on it. And luckily, he was nice enough to just go ahead and buy one for me, and I paid him just later. So we got Toon Link, which is really cool. Again, it's Link, but it's Toon Link, so that's really awesome. But the reason I say the verdict is out is because we got it at Toys R Us, but like I don't think GameStop's got Toon Link yet. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen it there, and I've been to GameStop plenty of times. Haven't seen it there. They keep saying the 14th and the 24th or the 21st for this next set of Wave 3 amiibos. So we picked up Toon Link, and we had actually missed them. So this is kind of funny, but we missed them because we had gone to Target at 7 in the morning. Target opened at 8, the day that Rosalina came out. This is a really sad story. We got there, and there was already like 5 or 6 people online. Now, the last time we were at Toys R Us when Lucario came out, Toys R Us got four Lucarios, and they gave them only to people who had pre-ordered. Which every time we try to pre-order anything online, they're always sold out like instantly. So they only got four Lucarios, and we missed out on that. We had been there before, or right when the store opened, and there was only like 5 people online there. So we get to Target, there's like 5 people online, and Walmart opens at like 7:30, and Walmart's supposed to have Amiibos, but they never have any in stock. But we had talked to the dude there too, and he said that there was going to be a truck, and it's like, okay, here we go. So I was like, you know what? Let's go check out Walmart real quick and see if maybe they got any of these Amiibos in that truck that the guy said. And we go, and Walmart's customer service is just the worst. It's awful. Let's keep it real. And so of course they didn't get any Amiibos in. They don't have any Amiibos on the shelf. They don't know when new ones are coming in. It's still just up in the air. And at that point, while we were going in Walmart, I realized that like an idiot, like an amateur, I had forgot my wallet back at the house. So we run back to the house, grab my wallet, and go back to Target. And at this point, uh, it's like 7:30 and or like 7:45 ish, and Target opens at 8. And we get there, and now the line's not like 5 or 6 people, but it's like 15, 16 people. And so we hop in line, and the Target dude's like, okay, we do have these things. It's going to be like one per customer for Rosalina, and then you can buy another Amiibo as well, a different one. But it was 2 Amiibos, and it was one Rosalina per customer. And so we're in line, and Vic's like, or ooh, scratch that. You don't know his name, scratch that. So my partner's like, dude, I think you're number 16. I'm like, oh man, if they have 16 Rosalinas and I'm number 16, like we somehow miraculously pulled this off. And we're standing in line, and people are getting their Rosalina and they're getting their Toon Link. And they ran out of Toon Link before they ran out of Rosalina, which is odd because so far, as far as we've been checking out on these retail exclusives, which we'll talk more about, uh, they've been only getting like 4 and 2 and stuff. So we were actually like pretty hopeful. Obviously, we're getting to the point where we didn't get it, but so we're standing in line, and they actually ran out just before my partner was he was the next one in line to get one, and the dude was walking up, and while he's walking up, she's like, "This is the last Rosalina," and they had already run out of Toon Link, and all they had left was Bowser, so they were just getting Bowser after we had already got it at GameStop, and so we left, we were defeated, but you know that's the way it is. Mistakes were made. We're trying to learn from them. We're trying to become better Amiibo hunters from all of this. That's the main point of this podcast, is not only to admit that there's a problem, not only with my addiction to Amiibos, and maybe you guys have Amiibo addictions or something, but there's also a problem just with the distribution, the supply chain of Amiibo. It's like it's insane, and I've heard, I don't know, like a lot of Amiibo is like rumor, internet rumor. You just don't know. It's all dust in the wind. And then when you talk to all of these employees at these stores, which I don't blame them for nothing, and maybe I was mean at the employees at Walmart. It's just hard to get help at Walmart, but they're just there. They're trying to do their jobs. They're trying to help out everybody the best they can. But anyway, so that's some of the stories. Now I have one more Amiibo, and this is the only one that I think maybe is rare. And to be honest, this is one of the first characters that I bought that I don't have like a huge attachment to as a Nintendo franchise, and that's going to be Pit. And so I never had Kid Icarus on the NES. It wasn't one of the games that cross-pass in my household. And so I wasn't really introduced to Pit until like Smash Brothers and all that. And I haven't picked it up on the Virtual Console to check it out, which which might be kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Now that it's there on Virtual Console, I really don't have an excuse not to play it. But there's just so many games out there to play, especially if like you're not just talking about Nintendo. There's a lot of games out there to play right now. But that wraps up the amiibos that I have. And so you might be thinking, well, you know what? There's a lot of common amiibos that you don't have, and that's really true. And so my reasoning behind this is as they were announcing that these rare amiibos were going to be rare, Nintendo kind of came out and said just after amiibos launched, like, well, I think it kind of leaked. Somebody had leaked kind of something, and Nintendo was like, yeah, because of retail restrictions and things like that, and partnerships, that some amiibos that have been manufactured, once they're sold out, they're sold out, and that they're going to be moving on to other amiibos, but they promise to keep the more popular amiibos, which is, kind of funny to me, in demand at all times. And like the top three selling amiibos at the time was Mario, or like Pikachu, Mario, and Link. And so I've been kind of thinking to myself, and I'm just like, man, none of this really makes sense because it's like, yeah, okay, I understand that, the Mario universe is a huge franchise for Nintendo, and they probably are like the better selling games and all that, and they're the more mainstream Nintendo. But when it comes down to like, and I can't speak for every Nintendo fan, but the way I kind of feel is when it comes down to hardcore Nintendo fans, we're like, yeah, if you want a great platformer, 3D or 2D, hit up your bro Mario. But if you want a hardcore game, you need to hit up Samus, you need to hit up Link, you need to hit up some of these other Nintendo franchises that Nintendo sometimes seem to ignore. And so if we backtrack a little to when Amiibos are first coming out, the three rare Amiibos that we're going to talk about, Marth, the Villager, Wii Fit Trainer. Marth, I was when I was on the fence about this, I was like, Marth is one of those characters that I'll buy when I'm just buying the characters that I really like. That was my first stance on Amiibos. I'm just gonna buy the ones that I really like. Well, I can't get Marth. I really like Marth. I can't get him. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. I understand from watching. I'm a huge fan of Smash Brothers Professional. Um, I'm not a professional, but I like watching professionals play. And I know that Marth is, a main character of a lot of professional players. It's in their repertoire of Smash characters for professional players, and I'm just like, well, I love the Fire Emblem games. Marth is essential to Smash. Like, I'll get that character. My girlfriend's into Wii Fit, so I was like, I kind of want to get the Wii Fit trainer and be like, that's one of those franchises for Nintendo that she's really into that we can share and have the amiibo. And then I was like, the Villager, I don't care squat about the Villager, and you guys might be blasphemy, Nintendo blasphemy. But I had a GameCube and I never played any Animal Crossing games on that. And, I wasn't into, what sounds like Animal Crossing, from all the videos I watched and the way that it was explained and what I was seeing. I was like, this, I can understand how this is fun and this is addictive, but it's not the kind of game that I want to play. So I don't knock it. I'm sure it's an amazing Nintendo franchise. They wouldn't put so much into it if it wasn't. And so many people wouldn't play it for hundreds of hours if it wasn't. But it's just not my thing. So I was like, I really don't care squat about the Villager. And I still kind of don't. Even if I somehow managed one day to have the complete amiibo set, I would say probably the last amiibo that I would have to buy would be Villager. I would just be like, all right, there it is. I only need one more amiibo, Villager. So those are the three rare amiibos that you started with. Those are just the ones that are rare from the start. And then, so now there's other uncommons that I don't have. So Mario, like I said, he's to get back to where we were getting to. Mario, they said they're basically always going to have Mario in stock. And it's like, all right, cool. Out of all these amiibos that people want, you're going to have Mario in stock. So I'm like, well, I don't really need Mario. And then, there's like Peach out there, and I was like, well, yeah, Peach is cool, and I'll probably end up getting her, but I don't need her right now either. And she's pretty common from what I can see in the store. All the stores that I frequent still have plenty of Peaches in stock. She's not running out. Same thing with Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong on the wiki I saw is like uncommon, and when I say it's wiki on IGN, that's the only wiki that I've looked at so far. Kind of like just I would just assume it's like a rough estimate of what's common, what's rare, what's uncommon. But Diddy Kong's still pretty much in stock everywhere, so I haven't picked him up yet, and I'm like I can get that one day. And so there's all these commons that I don't have, and basically that's what I'm saying is like when you don't if you don't have to spend money on it right away, for as I feel, then I don't need to spend it right away, and I can hold on to my money for a little bit and buy them at a later time. Because like I said, I can see in stock I go enough to know when they're going to run out. If it comes down to where they got a couple of these on the shelves and they're not coming back, then yeah, I'm going to pick them up. But anyways, so like I said, Pitt's probably like my rarest one because we haven't seen him in any stores, and I think he's been out for a while. And we got him at Best Buy. And now here's the problem with Best Buy. And not to give out, I mean, like you guys, if you guys are watching this, and you get all the Amiibo secrets basically. But when it comes down to Best Buy, man, they don't. At least the one in my town, they don't put stuff out on the shelf. So we got Pitt from the back stock room, and I think that's the only reason we have him. And who knows how long he was back there without anybody bothering to ask. So that's how we got Pitt. And it's crazy, man. These amiibos are just crazy. So we've talked about some of the rare amiibos that are first, and then now we get into the retail exclusive amiibos that we talked a little bit about. So Target has Rosalina. We can't get her at our Target no more. I don't think they're going to have her back in stock. So your Targets are probably the same. I'm not saying for sure they are, but more than likely. And you really couldn't order her online at Target. You had to go to the store and get her. But now all these other stores are saying the best way to get them is to go online and order them. But the rumor is the guy at Best Buy told me that they had 2 Meta Knights come in. 2 Meta Knights. Two. And it's like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So they had 2 Meta Knights. Target had 4 Lucarios. Or no, excuse me, Target had 16 Rosalinas and Toys R Us had 4 Lucarios. So 16 Rosalinas is dwarfing all of these other stores for their exclusives. GameStop still hasn't got Shulk. Shulk's still supposed to be coming out. I can't remember. The dude said, I think he said that one's coming out on the 21st, but he said 2 dates, the 14th and the 21st for the GameStop here in town for me. Probably the same for all your GameStops. I really don't know, but if they were smart, that's pretty much how they would be doing it, right? But you just don't know with Amiibos. That's the problem. You just don't know. So, I'm going to be lining up at GameStop to try to get at least Shulk, but then there's all these other Amiibos in Wave 3 that I want to get. Now that I'm like collecting more just to have the collection, there's a lot more that I want to get. But I really want to get Ike just for the fact that, of course, he's Marth's already rare. I'm kind of assuming that Ike is rare, which is weird because of Project Steam, which is going to use both of those characters. And now Nintendo's said that they're going to re-release in some fashion Marth, and hopefully they do a bigger release than the first run, but who knows, so I'll keep you guys updated if I hear anything about that for sure on Marth, and hopefully we can all get that pre-ordered if you guys don't already have them, which is crazy. And so I'm still waiting on Shulk. We're still going to find out. We're still going to try to get a bunch of the Wave 3 amiibos that we can. It's crazy because I think like Mega Man's in Wave 3 and Sonic, Ike, I want to say King DDD, I'm not sure. I swore I heard the lady at Target say something about King DDD on the radio we were asking one time, and then nothing came of that, so that was more false information at the retail stores. But man, it's absolutely ridiculous. I can't even keep track of all the amiibos that are coming out that we're gonna try to get, but we're gonna try to get them. We're gonna try to line up and pick them up. And in later episodes, I'll share the amiibos as I pick them up, talk about how I came across them, and all that good stuff. Now the next topic, and this is kind of like the final topic for this episode is the new set of Amiibos, which is like the Super Mario Bros. Set or something that's all linked to Mario Party 10, which is something, I mean, I can understand, I guess, why they're doing it. They want to make more money, but it seems like if you really wanted to make money, you would just release the Amiibos that everybody are craving and paying $60+ for on the internet. Just re-release those and you'd probably make some money. But instead, we got a second set of Amiibos before the first set of Amiibos is even complete, and it's mainly the same Amiibos that are already out from Mario, which is like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, and then Toad. Toad is the only unique one. Now, I had got some information that today, the day that I'm recording this, which is the 6th, that GameStop had pre-orders available for Wave 4 Amiibos. And this was inaccurate. They had pre-orders available for this new Super Mario Bros. Amiibo set. Because I was like, man, Wave 4, like, I haven't seen all Wave 3 in the stores yet. Or even heard about them being in the stores and being sold out. Because that's usually my luck, is I hear about them or I see them being handed out as they're selling out. Which is what happened to Lucario. I watched him sell out. And same thing with Rosalina. I watched that sell out. So hopefully I don't watch Shulk sell out. We're going to try our best not to do that. And it's just like, as soon as they sell out, I kind of like, resign to the fact that I'm probably not going to have them. Except for maybe Captain Falcon. Yeah, Captain Falcon, you know what's up. So they got this new set of Amiibos in, and Toad, the only one that I was actually interested in getting was available for pre-order at the GameStop in my town, and now it's not. And they sold out within, the first hours or so, just like everything else. And I found out late, of course, because every time I asked the dudes at GameStop, they're like, we don't know what's up with the Amiibos. We don't know, for a long time they were saying we don't know when they're coming in. They're finally giving us dates on when they're coming in. But, they never said anything about when you can pre-order them. Just keep looking out. And it's like, man, I go to the store every single day. I don't know how harder I can look out for these things. But, so anyways, Toad is sold out, which is a bummer because I really wanted Toad. Even though we weren't going to use it for the game, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, it's kind of like lame that it unlocks a feature in this game and nobody's probably going to get their hands on it except for, really hardcore Amiibo collectors, which is like cool for us hardcore Amiibo collectors, but lame for the people who might just wanted to like use them, not like, because there's people that are opening these things. There's open box collectors, which is cool too. Like, I think that's great. Actually play with them is probably a better value for your money for sure. But I don't know. I'm not happy. So I told the dude at GameStop, like, I'm not buying the same Amiibos that I have, even though they put a new name on them and gave them a little stance. And Bowser looks exactly the same to me. I don't really see a difference to the stance. But so Toad's sold out, and but he does say that, like, hey, the only way that he tells me this, I don't know if this is true. You guys can let me know if this is true, but this is what the GameStop, I'm pretty sure he's the GameStop manager. And I'm not really, I'm not going to say anything mean, but anyways, he tells me that the only way to get the Mario for this figure is if you get the Mario Party 10 bundle that comes with it. And he was like, you probably should pre-order that because that's going to go fast. So I did. I pre-ordered for that and I paid for it. And my reasoning is I don't have Mario from the Super Smash Bros. Set, and there's a reason for that. So I'll go ahead and I'll get the Mario from this because I was going to get Mario Party 10 anyways. My girlfriend wants Mario Party 10, so I was like, cool. You save like $3 because it's like $60 for the pack. So I pre-ordered that, paid for that, and bounced. And I was kind of like salty because I thought I was going to go and like pre-order Charizard and Mega Man and Sonic and all this and be like, man, I just got like the ones I was the most worried about under wraps. But that didn't work out. I'm gonna have to go and sit in front of the store and wait for them to open and hopefully get something. Um, but that's kind of the state that Amiiboism is in right now. It's causing mass hysteria in adults and probably in kids as well, I assume. You know, I don't have any myself, so I can't tell you for sure. But I assume there's probably a lot of kids out there that want these, but we can't get them. We can't get them. So I will definitely keep you guys informed. This has been Amiiboism, and it's for now an occasional podcast. Maybe one day it'll be a weekly podcast. Who knows? But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, definitely rate the video. Even if you haven't, rate the video. Let me know what you think. All your feedback is definitely appreciated. Also, in the comments, let me know about your Amiibo collection. Let me know your stories. Have you had problems getting Amiibos? Have you run into the crazy situations that I've run into? Uh, are you seeing some of these Amiibos that I'm missing that I'm talking about in your stores? Like I said, it's crazy. In other countries, I hear their Amiibos aren't even a big deal to get the ones that you want. I don't know how true that is, but it's a shame. It's a shame if we can't get Amiibos. But just let me know your experiences in Amiibo hunting. Are you Amiibo hunting? Are you opening your boxes? Do you have any rare Amiibos? Do you have the whole set so far? Just let me know. Like I said, all your feedback is appreciated. We also have a lot of Let's Plays on this channel that I do. Mario Kart 8, Minecraft. Just started playing Super Smash Brothers on my channel. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And that's gonna do it for episode 1 of Amiiboism. I'll see you guys on episode 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.